Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Tough Cookie, Simic Cookie that is. Then I found this deck online and it looked really fun. It is a very aggressive, early to mid-range deck with sort of a counterspell. So that's always fun to play with. The counterspell isn't really a counterspell, it's in Tishana's Tidebinder. It counters abilities, not spells, which is great because a lot of people are running that Cavern of Soul. So you really don't want to try to counter creature spells, since creature-centric deck will get around that. But Tishana's Tidebinder will kind of cancel or stifle an effect, which is really good. But also, as long as you stay on the board, that ability just gets kind of countered indefinitely. Alright, so that's kind of the idea of the deck. It's a small idea of the deck. The rest is basically a cookie package with Gingerbrute and Simic cookies. We create food tokens, so we use food tokens to turn them into creatures and beat our opponent in the head with it. We also have one very good card in Zoetic Glyph, which makes our cookie 5/4. That's really good, but if they try to kill it, we also get to discover 3, and we have a lot of lower than 3 drops in the deck, so that will get us a lot of good cards out. And then we also kind of combo that package with Tezzeret so that we can activate our food very easily if we need to do that. Now, let's talk about the whole deck list. In the early game, we got a lot of 1-drops. We got 4 Spyglass Siren. We got 4 Teething Wurmlet. We have 3 Gingerbrute, or actually 4 Gingerbrute. It's just a different color, different card, because I only have 3 of these, and I wanted to, you know what? Let's see if I can do 4 of these. There we go. We'll just craft that. So it's less confusing. 4 Gingerbrutes, because it was already in the old Eldring set, and then they reprinted it again in the new Eldring set. So that's why it was like one of the newer version through the older versions. You should have 4 Gingerbrutes. It's haste. It's very good, right? And then so we have a lot of 1-drops. Mostly it is to get an artifact to kind of then boost up in the later stage of the game. But Gingerbrute is also very good because we get to use the 1 ability, and then Gingerbrute can be blocked by this turn except by creature with haste. That's very good when we can give that ability to another creature with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So let's talk about our 2-drops. So we have 2 Surge Engine, which is, it's a defender in the start, but we can grow it to be a creature that can't be blocked, which is great. And also we can buff it up more and more and more. That's also good for an aggro or mid-range deck. We also have 3 Schooners to help us kind of ramp out a little bit better. It's not really a ramp card, but it explores for us so that we can put lands into our hand. And then it's a 3/4 card that doesn't get bull wipe very easily, right? Because it's a vehicle. Vehicles don't get bull wipe on our opponent's turn unless they try to fare well, which is very rare. Then we have 4 Tough Cookies. Very good card in the deck. Kind of the heart of the deck. Whenever he beats, we get a cookie. We get a food token. But then we also can make any non-creature artifact into 4/4s with 3 mana. Fantastic. And he himself is food. So we can eat food if we need to gain life. Then we have 2 Soul Cauldrons to give all of our creatures' abilities to other creatures that we want. It's not a combo deck with Soul Cauldron. There are combo decks like that in Simic, but for this deck, the idea is just this is an extra oomph to help us get over the line. In a 3-drop, we got 4 Kitesail Larcenist. It's kind of like a Brutal Cathar, right? We remove a creature on their side and then turn them into a treasure. They can use that treasure if they want, but they will lose that creature indefinitely if they do that. It's also very good as an attacker because it's flying. It gets over a lot of blockers. We have 4 Tishana's Tidebinder, and talk a little bit about that. We have 4 Zoetic Glyphs. Also, basically makes any of our food into 5/4 haste speed attackers. Fantastic. And then we have 3 Sentinel of the Nameless City, just so that we can. I mean, a 3-mana 3/4 vigilance creature is very good, but it also explores for us. I always like exploring because we get more lands because of that. And then the only 4-drop we have in the deck is 2 Tezzerets. Then let's talk about the lands. We are a very fast deck, so we're only going to run 20 lands. A lot of 1-drops, lots of 2-drops, so hopefully 20 lands will work, right? We have 4 islands, 1 Otawara, 3 forests, 1 Boseiju, 4 Dreamroof Cascade, 4 Yamivaya Coast, just 1 Restless Vinestock, and then 2 Myrics. We don't really want to rely on the Vinestock because obviously we only have 20 lands. It's not very easy to turn on the man lands. Basically, it's mid-range, or not early to mid-range aggro deck, but disguised as a very aggressive deck based on the land count. Hopefully it'll work. Again, like I said, this is a deck I found online. I didn't craft it, so I think it will do a lot better than if I had crafted myself. So let's go and try out this deck. I think it's a very good deck. Just by looking at the spread, it seems pretty aggressive, which makes it a fairly strong deck in Arena on best of ones. Let's go find out. Alright, let's see if this deck is a tough cookie. We're first fighting against Reed. Reed? Alright, we're gonna go first. See, like I said, aggro. You always got that going. Alright, 3 lands, 1 drop into not really 2 drop, but then good 3 drop. So I'm gonna keep. Hello. I don't even know if I'm gonna drop a 2 drop in a Soul Cauldron or if I'm just going to use the map token. Alright, so my pet's not here. His pet's not here. Does that mean he was lagging? Here's a Siren. We'll take 1. Ow. Ah! We get our map. Should I use the map turn 2 though? That is a good question because I have turn 3 plays. So, and I have 3 lands. So maybe getting a Cauldron out threatened a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, well, if this is the case, I think I'm not going to Cauldron out. It's probably better to get the Wurmlet out. If that's the case, should I map first? I'll get a land. Well, I'm not going to play that land, so... Get the Wurmlet out. Not gonna block with it. Might as well attack. Maybe he'll play Thalia. Wurmlet gets better and better as I play more spells. Turn 2. It's either Thalia or the soldier dude. There's Thalia. Attacks a lot of our cards, which I don't like, but. You know, I can live with it. I can, and I kind of have to live with it. So I'll take another 1, or I play a Boseiju. Boseiju is pretty good at taking out an enchantment or a land if I need to, especially if they have man land. So I think I'll just take this 1. I'll eat it. I'll eat that 1. Make a bigger Wurmlet. And do I attack with a flyer here? No. So my plan is if they Brutal Cathar, and they'll probably attack with 2 creatures, I don't want that Hopeful Initiate to grow. Ossification. Yeah, see, I kind of saw that coming. So do I want to let the Wurmlet die? What I want to do next turn, Boseiju does not sound like fun, right? So if I dual block, I can kill the Hopeful Initiate, and then I can get my creature back. Or I can just get my creature back right now. Right, I'll take the damage, but then not attacking there felt bad. You know what? It's fine. It's not going to keep growing. Now, what's unfortunate is that I didn't get a land here. A land would really help, because, yeah, this only gets +1/+1. Whenever 1 creature, right? Whenever artifact is the first time resolving, put up a +1/+1 counter. So I can get 2 if I play a tough cookie, but that's not very useful. I think I will want to grow the spike. Did I grow the Wurmlet? I can make this a 3. So I think. I mean, it's already a 3, right? There's no reason to grow it again. So let's grow the Spyglass, or try to. I don't want that. I do grow it, and then I can Boseiju to get the Sentinel back. I think I should attack now. I'll try to catch him when they attack. They don't have protection for an enchantment. That would be really weird if they do. It's also weird to have Thalia with Ossification. I mean, you kind of just tacked yourself out, right? Why don't you just play Brutal Cathar? We got to go first, which is why we have a pretty strong tempo advantage. Alright, you can have a land. They probably have a Gonjo, but let's see how they want to use their Gonjo. They want to use the Gonjo on the Sentinel, right? So, I'd much rather block Thalia like this. Well, okay. I guess they didn't have a Gonjo. That was a terrible attack. I had lands open. Should be pretty obvious I was planning on something. I guess time to quit. Board wipe time. Sunfall. I'll never see that coming. Invasion. That's not very good. I'm gonna take a turn off to look at my hand. Also, I don't know if I can tax the damage remove counter when the last counter is removed. Exile it and cast it. Can I counter that? I think I might be able to counter Agatha. That's the slowest card in my hand. It's gonna bring back Thalia, which I mean, sure. It's not that great to bring back Thalia, to be fair. This is a 3-3. I don't want to attack a 3-3 into it. So, do we? Let's just play a cookie first, right? Or do we try to buff the Teething Wurmlet first? I mean, it's not Vigilance. Is there a reason to attack with the Wurmlet if it's not Vigilance? Can they do anything? I don't think so. Alright, okay, I'll play this. Okay, quit. I mean, he saw my hand. I was thinking about what to attack with, but I guess he didn't want to, does not want me to be slow. Sure. Terrible attack, by the way, on our opponent's side when they did not have an Gonjo and knows I have something. I mean, they had to attack there, though. I don't think they would have had any other play, but that Boseiju was clutch. That ossification was not clutch. I mean, of course they had to play it. I'm not sure if our opponent had an out in that game at all, but definitely we got the upper hand in the long run. This is, well, it's a hand I'm gonna keep. It's not great because I have the tap lands. So next turn it's Spyglass Siren again, and then tap land. Oh, that's not fun. Yikes. Alright, let's see if I can aggro him out. I don't know if I can do it. Maybe we'll play creature. A Rafine. That's not a land. How do I take out a Rafine? These aren't lands. Okay, so nope. Nope. 2 lands, nothing else. That feels good. Well, I guess this game is over. I can try to play it out, but they have a Rafine. They stick a Rafine, and I can't stick anything else, so I could counter its ability with the Tishana, which is kind of funny because it's I don't target Rafine, right? I target an ability, which means I don't have to pay ward. I hope. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure, actually. Whenever a permanent with ward becomes a target of a spell or ability. But if I target a build, oh man. Guess we'll learn today. If it doesn't work, I'll just quit. That also is something. Deep Cavern Bats. Well, I don't have any cards in my hand, so good luck, because everything here is terrible. They probably take the Tidebinder, right? I don't have activated ability, so the Soul Cauldron isn't doing anything either. Come on, Bat player. Really? That's the last card I would have thought to take. But hey, you know what? Our opponent's gonna opponent. Is he gonna attack at all? Not attacking with a Rafine. Interesting strategy there. Let's see if it works out for them. Oh, come on! How many lands? I mean, how many turns is it without lands? I can't afford to attack here. Gonna have to try to block. Virtue. Alright, well, that's... G to the G. What did they discard there? So that's 3 Spyglass Sirens. That means I looked at 3 cards, plus I drew 3 cards on turn 3. So that's... No, I missed land drop 3 and land drop 4. So that's 4 draws. Jeez. That's a 2-5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you probably can kill all of them, but... Gotta try it. Oh, he just has another Rafine then. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I looked at... Okay, there was 4 turns, so I drew 3 cards. No, 1 second, I drew 4 cards. I drew 4 cards, and then I looked at 3 with the map. Right? That's a total of 15 cards. I only got 2 lands out of 15 cards. Nah, let's not play this out. That was ridiculous. Like, I can Wurmlet Gingerbrute, and then steal another turn. But then that's just crazy. That they have 2 Rafines and I only have 2 lands. They drew equal amount of Rafines as I drew lands there. So that's not going anywhere. Siba. That's our next opponent. That's a cool sword. Alright, gonna go first. We got Schooner. No turn 1 play, which means we can drop the tap land turn 1. Enchantments? Enchantments. Enchantment's a funny deck, because... How do I fight that? I can use a Surge Protector. It's a defender. I can use a Tough Cookie. Alright. Mites. Gonna get a pretty big board there. It is a land. I will have to play it. Let's get a Wurmlet out. We'll get a Surge Protector out. Do I want another Wurmlet? Do I want to land next turn? So next turn I can Wurmlet into Cookie, which isn't that bad. Or I could... Yeah, Wurmlet into Cookie isn't bad. He takes a 3. I have a lot of life gain in this deck, so he has to overcome that. Maybe he will? Yeah, Tishana is a pretty good card against this deck, but there's a lot of ETBs, a lot of trigger abilities. Boseiju. Ooh, okay. That's actually pretty good for us. We'll accept that. Let's get an island, I think. Right, I don't need any more greens. Most of the cards are blue. Now I can activate the Surge Engine ability. Will they attack? Thanks for giving me that Surge Engine ability. Alright, next turn what do we do? 5 lands. Okay, I can activate... I can play Tezzeret and activate the Surge Engine. It becomes a 5-4 and it can't block it. Or I can Tough Cookie it. And Glyph. Pretty good. I think they attack first though, because there's nothing to do outside of attacking. Well, okay, so Tough Cookie would have grown the Wurmlet a little. That might be the difference. But I don't want to show off what I have. It's not like he's gonna have counter spells. He's just holding up Skrull. Also, he's only on 2 lands. He knows how I feel last game. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's not fun to use it on this turn, but it does give me a blocker, and if he really wants to kill it, I get another effect. And he's kind of taxed on mana, so I'm gonna put threats on the board rather than just hold up the Surge Engine. Commune with Spirits. That's not gonna be very good. Just take up your whole turn. He gets a land, probably, out of that, and then maybe an Ossification. He doesn't get a land even. You sure you want to do that? That's... Why would you... Okay, maybe he has no land, so yeah. It's awful when you don't draw a land, so we'll take that win. I'm not going to say no to free wins, even though it looks like it was an unfair game. Also, I don't like enchantment decks, so you deserved it. I just really don't like enchantment decks because I never pull a Kami from my... from when I was cracking Kamigawa packs, so I could never make an enchantment deck, and then I just started hating it ever since. Just hate on what you can't have, right? Digital only cards, something, something, something. Don't do it. Purchase the Mastery Pass from the store, and it'll give you all the rewards you have completed. Yeah. I always say you should buy the Mastery Pass before buying anything else, because it gives you the most value. Alright, opponent goes first. I will keep this hand. I don't like it, but maybe. Uh-oh. Oh, it's red. Okay, no, it's Vampire. Tap lands. I played it first because I wanted to Wurmlet into Siren. Alright, it's aggro. Which is good that I have Wurmlet that can help me survive a little bit longer. But I'm kind of scared. Wurmlet. Siren. It's a 2-2 now. Probably still get burned. Next turn we'll Wurmlet into a Schooner. And then we can use the Zoetic Glyphs to get blockers. Always pretty good that way. Yeah, this is gonna die, for sure. We'll try to trade. Maybe he has something, but... Yep. They always got all the things, right? It's... I mean, it's something I had to do there. It's not like I could afford not to trade. Do I Tough Cookie or do I Schooner? I think Tough Cookie could be used a little bit later. I get it. Well, the Schooner... Let's see if he has any stick. He does have stick. So we'll Cookie it up. He can't kill both. The stick could just be from that, honestly. You get a lot of food. We have a map token. I don't think I can afford to use the map token. Alright, they're burning. Whoa, they're burning their blood. Did we draw something good here? Scamp! Do we Schoon next turn? He attacks. This is a 2-2 trample. Do we block the 2-2 trample? Right? It's not great, but I kind of have to do it, and I don't have... Do I have the time? Do I want to spend on my Wurmlet? Honestly, he can't buff anything out of the way. I can spend my whole board. Then he'll have nothing. Or I could just take it. These are all food tokens. I get a land. I can Larcenist to turn off one of these. Maybe the Charming Scoundrel. If I turn it into a treasure, the enchantment just falls off, right? So, I think I'll do that. And then I'll turn my food into a Subterranean Schooner. And then what am I going to use the glyphs on? Because I don't make any more food. Oh, that's tricky, huh? Maybe I'll just use a schooner. Just to gain that life. But I do want to turn one of these off. That's very important, to turn the attackers off. One. Choose my map. Choose your Epicure. Oh, I still get the food. Just change that treasure into a schooner. So I'll still have the food to use it for something. Now I have a 2-3 ward and a 3-3 Wurmlet, and I have 11. I have a lot of food. I can gain life from that. So, do we hold back? Do I attack with a cookie? Am I blocking with a cookie? I'm not blocking with a cookie, right? Let's go. Get a 3-3 to block a 1-1. If he buffs it, I can live with him buffing that. Yep. So he'll trade, and he'll deal 4 damage to something. Probably the Larcenist, otherwise my face. If he does it to my face, I do have the food. If he does it to the Larcenist, I save like 5 damage to my face, which is very good. He doesn't get a trigger or anything. Gingerbrute's pretty good. It's haste. Do we put the glyph on to get this into a 5-4? Or did I just use it as food? I want to gain life every turn, so let's do that. Target non-creature artifact, right? So this is a creature, so it's not a non-creature artifact. Do I want to attack with Gingerbrute here? I'll attack with the cookie. Do I have to tap it? It's not a tap ability. We'll slowly get him. All these are food though, so it's good that I can block with them. Nothing until the end of turn, so that doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. I can't play anything. Do I eat the food for... No, it's not eat the food. I go for 9 here. Keep the Wurmlet up. Take 5. None, these are trampled, and I can gain life. Bloodthirsty adversary. What do they have in the graveyard? Monstrous Rage or Flame Blast Bolt. Let's see what they get. Probably the Rage. But I can handle the Rage. It's a lot of mana to use on the Rage. Flame Blast Bolt. What are they bolting? That's not a good bolt target. Should have used your Rage. Alright, that's a terrible draw. I could attack for 5. Then I don't have a blocker. I can attack for 1. Attack for 4. Then he will probably block with a 3/3 and a 2/2, right? This is a terrible draw. I only have 20 lands. How did I draw 6 lands and then 14 cards? I drew 6 lands. Jeez. Alright, well. I guess I'll attack with the 5. It's a 5/4. I don't think he'll block it. Now he's at 6. Which means he has to be very careful with how he attacks next turn. Or he just dies, right? And I have a lot of life gain. Kumano. Last card in his hand. Attacks with everything. Nope. Not attacking with everything. Do I trade a Wurmlet? Yeah, let's trade a Wurmlet. It's not doing much. Because I'm using it as a block anyways. And he can't really go over it, even with like a buff. Yeah, even with a buff, it doesn't go over it. So we're just trading here. I'll lose 1. No. Boy. Just lands, huh? Just lands. Okay, so we'll use this ability. That means that he has to block. Well, he dies. Oh, it's haste. What am I doing? That was bad. Okay, that was bad play. I forgot that I thought it was unblockable. So that was 3 life I just gave up. Whoops. Anyways, we still have a 5/4, and he's gonna start attacking us. We are at 5. We get a tough cookie. Tough cookie is pretty good. I think I'll attack here. I mean, he'll buy the block, right? That's kind of the idea. He exists at 1. I actually need this out. So I can turn this into a creature and also gain 3 life if I need it. End the festivities. That's sure. No. Turn this into a. Let's see. I have to block here. I have to block here. I can't gain life, right? Because yeah, I can't gain life. GG. Anyways, I couldn't gain life there because it's a creature, so it has summoning sickness. But I still can block it, and then he has nothing else, so I'll attack him with a 5/5. We got it. We got the win. That's all that matters. Simic Cookie to the rescue, right? We drew like 7 lands. That's almost half of our lands with like 7. Was it 17 draws, 16 draws? I lost count, but that was crazy. We either flood or we get mana screwed with just 20 lands. Still good deck though. We got a lot of wins. The only win we didn't get is when we draw 2 lands. So that's that game was fair. Then every other game we just kind of won, so that's a very good win rate for this deck. I think it's a very strong deck because it's very tough to stop in the early game. Be careful about Gingerbrute. I always forget. I do this when Eldring first came out too. It was just I thought it was unblockable for one, but it's just it can't be blocked because I have a creature with haste. So against red decks, every card has haste. This is not very good. That did cost us 3 life and could have cost us the game if I weren't careful. Luckily, we kind of got through that. Still a good deck. The Spyglass Siren, the Sentinel does get us the lands that we will need, along with the Schooner. They get us the lands that we need, so even though 20 lands, most of the cases you will be safe. You won't be mana screwed. But of course, there are those scenarios where you don't draw any lands in like 16, 17 cards, so then you cry in a corner somewhere. This is a good deck though. I highly recommend it. I think this deck could rank up very fast, very easily because it is aggro. It ends games pretty quickly, either win or lose, and it has a much better win rate than loss rate in a lot of the current existing decks. So it's pretty high tier. I would say tier 1 to 1.5. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.